Stone Vet. I hit the ground running when I'm invading your country. It's still with honor and discipline. Throw my guns like onyx, dressed in camo with ammo for every situation I handle. They got us marching.
What's up, guys? Star G here from STONED VET USMC. Super excited to be here with you guys today, man. Like I tell you guys every freaking week, right? Every week I tell you guys, this is my counseling session. This is where I get to hang out with my brothers and get to shoot the shit for a little bit and just enjoy this time together, this camaraderie together that we've grown, man. And super excited to be able to do this every week for you guys that are listening in on a daily basis with us, just to hang out and just feel like you're not alone, right? That's the biggest struggle we have as veterans, is feeling like we're always alone, that there ain't nobody out there for us, ain't nobody out there to help us when we're in need, right? A lot of times we are in a need. I've been there. I'm there now, where I'm like, fuck, I need somebody, but I don't ever call anybody to come help me. But I'm super excited this week because I got two brothers here from VetCodes. I'm super excited, man. Before we get started with the show, I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Rafa 180. Like I tell you guys every week, Rafa 180 provides you the best medicinal grade CBD on the market, hands down. Rafa 180 ensures that you get all the medicinal needs from CBD that you can get. A lot of people said, I've tried CBD, it doesn't work. But that's one thing I try to tell people is that CBD is the same as any pharmaceutical you're going to take, right? CBD, if you take too much of it, it doesn't work. You take too little of it, it doesn't work. You have to find out the right dosing to ensure that you get the medicinal benefit from this amazing plant, right? CBD is, like I tell people, it's like the ugly cousin of cannabis.
Pretty much.
It won't get you high, but you get some medicinal benefits from it.
From it.
You get medicinal benefits from it. I mean, but like I tell people, it's the ugly cousin because it don't get you high, which a lot of us enjoy getting high, And what I love about Rafa 180, they work with you hand in hand. They will hold your hand and help you ensure that you get the proper dosing you need, man. Right now, one of the biggest things we struggle with is sleep. We suck at getting sleep. We're averaging between 2 to 4 hours of sleep, dude. Like, we suck at getting sleep. What Rafa 180 has, they have two amazing products. They got a Sapphire that's a tincture that has CBN in it. And they have a Night Ops that was created by an Iraq War veteran. He's a veteran just like us. He created a supplement to help us get the rest that we need. And I can tell you guys, it's not like Ambien or any of those other sleep aids the VA prescribes you, right? A lot of people say they take those sleep aids and they're like, dude, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and have a 4-hour conversation with my mom. I'll call her. And I don't even remember waking up calling her, right? And I'm like, yeah, a lot of times you wake up, you go piss in the refrigerator or whatever the case may be. But that's what sleep aids do. They prevent you from actually being coherent of what's going on in your surroundings. What's great about natural remedies, it's not a sleep aid. It helps turn off your mind so you're not thinking about all the fucking things you got to do tomorrow, all the work you have to do, everything you have to get caught up on, because it's life. Life is hard. Life is a struggle, right? And so what the amazing things with the Sapphire and the Night Ops, it actually just turns your brain off, so you're able to go to sleep and get. If you're only getting 2 to 4 hours of sleep, why not make it the best 2 to 4 hours of sleep you can get?
Right. True.
So go check out rafa180.com, and when you check out the STONED VET USMC, you get 15% off your entire purchase. That's great, dude. Spend $85 or more, dude, you get free priority shipping right to your front door. 2 to 3 days, dude. That's like Amazon. Straight up, dude. It's like Amazon. 2 to 3 days, it'll be on your front door.
Fast, huh?
Free shipping right to your front door. $85 or more, dude. That's not bad, dude. That's an amazing product, dude. Like I said, go check them out, dude. They get all your medicinal grade CBD needs, man. Man, like I tell you guys, because of you guys, you are listening to the #1 Marine Corps podcast. I can't do this without you guys getting out there and voting for me. Veteran Podcast Awards is underway again. Super excited, dude. As soon as it gets closer to be able to start putting in votes, I'm just putting a little buzz in your ear. But I'll tell you right now, if you go to chronicpalooza.com, get out there and vote, dude. You have to get out there and vote. I'm buying votes. I don't care. Because the money goes to a great cause, dude.
Yeah.
The money's going to an amazing cause. It stops here. It stops here as a nonprofit helping children whose parents have been incarcerated for possession of cannabis. The parents go to jail because they have a dime bag on them.
Yeah.
And they'll spend 15 years in jail because of a dime bag they had on them, right?
Yep.
Yet a guy who goes down the street and rapes a little girl will get 3 years and a slap on the wrist, not to do it again, right?
That's it.
And so these children are stuck without having their parents around because their parents chose to find natural remedies to help treat what they deal with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so It Stops Here is an amazing nonprofit helping children. What it does, it helps the people who are taking care of the children for their parents who are incarcerated. So whether it's grandparents, aunts, uncles, it helps them be able to get food. It helps them have, like, if it's during the holidays, presents for Christmas, Thanksgiving dinners. It's an amazing nonprofit doing amazing things that you wouldn't even think about, right? You don't think about the children who are affected by their parents being incarcerated for small possessions of cannabis.
Yeah.
It's a big, disgusting thing that we have going on in our country right now. So go check out Chronic Palooza. It'll all be in the description below. I'll set up the hyperlink so you can go vote for the #1 Marine Corps podcast, guys. Get out there and vote, man. I'm super excited today, man. I got not one, but two freaking brothers here with me today that are from VetCodes. If you guys have been watching my show for some time, you know that I had David, the founder of VetCodes, just a couple months ago, right? And now I got two of his freaking moderators here with me, man, which is great, right? So by the time you guys watch this, the event will already be come and gone. But CanaCon, if you guys went to CanaCon, let me know what you think about it. But these guys here are going to go check out CanaCon, dude. Yes. Super excited. Yeah. You guys came to the great state of Oklahoma. A lot of people are like, why Oklahoma? Because we're leading the way in the cannabis industry right now in Oklahoma now. Super excited. You're yourself. So you're TJ.
Yep.
TJ from VetCodes.
And Alex
from VetCodes, both moderators from VetCodes, came to Oklahoma, and guess what? Since R&G, the Stone Vets in Oklahoma, I said, let's do a show, dude. Why not?
Yep.
Let's come out, let's hang out, let's bullshit for a little bit and talk about the reason why, like, Alex from Cali. What part of Cali are you from, Alex?
San Bernardino County.
San Bernardino County. And you from Kansas? Kansas. So these guys are coming from across the country to come to the best state in the country.
3-hour drive for me.
Coming to the best state in the country, right? A lot of people are like, why Oklahoma? Well, I've got cannabis. I can read my Bible freely, and I can carry a gun while I'm doing it all.
Yep.
And I can homeschool all my kids, and nobody can tell me I can't.
Yep.
Right? So I got freedom, right? That's why I tell you guys regularly on a weekly basis. You guys get me like 3-4 times a week. That's one thing I keep telling you guys about. You guys went to war and you fought for freedom. Why aren't you fighting for your medical freedom now?
Exactly.
Right? That's one of the biggest things, right, brother, is that people don't understand the significance of fighting for medical freedom. I've got some veterans out there that don't believe in plant medicine or whatever the case may be. That's fine. That's your freedom. That's your choice. You got that freedom. You fought for it, right? I just had a conversation with my uncle. He's a retired Air Force captain. Not much, right, Captain? Right? Okay. And he was one of the guys. I mean, he served later. I think like back in the 70s and 80s. So I mean, during an era when there really wasn't a war.
Yeah.
Right? There was no major conflict going on, right? And he was like, "I'm against cannabis." I said, "Why? Tell me why." I like to listen to people's why.
Correct.
Yeah.
Why are you against cannabis? Like, what is it? Is it because of the stigma that the government told you that cannabis is bad for you? Is that what it is? And he's like, no, it wasn't the government. I said, so why? He said, because the cartels and the gangs, they always have it. I said, oh, because the stigma that the government gave you, because if it wasn't for the government, the cartels and the gangs would be out there selling.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
If the government didn't have their hand in the pot and taxing the shit out of it, the cartels and the gangs wouldn't have black market running as rampant as it is.
Yeah.
Right?
And that also comes down to the med companies,
the
the
pharmaceuticals,
yeah. They're the ones blocking marijuana, blocking cannabis, because they want to make the money.
Right, absolutely.
And these are the same people that rather give you a Band-Aid than a cure.
No, absolutely.
Because they make more money off more Band-Aids.
Right. No, absolutely. And that's one of the things I told him. I was like, so tell me, so you being against plant medicine, he's like, I don't feel as though there's any medicinal benefits. That's like, over the thousands of research projects that have been done around the world, you are telling me that these doctors don't know what they're talking about because they're not American doctors, or what? Like, Israel is huge on medical research on cannabis and what it does, right? But there's other countries that have done medical research on cannabis and how it helps. And so one of the biggest, me and him, we was kind of, it wasn't really an argument. I was just trying to explain to him. I didn't want it to become an argument, because when it becomes an argument, then
No one wins.
then you lose them, right?
Yeah,
You lose them.
If you can talk and have a good
Just an
discussion,
adult conversation,
open
yeah.
discussion, and everybody take each other's views. Yeah, but once it becomes an argument, nobody listens.
Right. No, and they don't, right? And I was just telling him, I was like, you got to understand. I told him, I just said, I told him, Theo, you got to understand. Let me tell you. Let me show you why I'm fighting for this, right? I said, have you talked to anybody within the last decade? Heck, even 15 years ago. Shit, you can make it 20 years now.
Yeah.
Have you talked to anybody in the last 20 years that have fought in the recent conflicts that we had between Afghanistan and Iraq? He said, yeah, I got a buddy. He's 100% disabled PTSD. He's like, dude, he's great. Like, he's got a good life. He works 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. He works 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he's okay. It's like, you think he's okay? It's like, well, when I talk to him, he seems like he's all right. Well, of course, he's not going to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
No, none of us.
He doesn't know you. He doesn't trust you enough to sit down and have a beer with you and tell you what's going on in his life. When any veteran that I know is working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, they're running.
Wrong.
They're running.
Yeah.
They don't want to be home.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
They're running. They're running from something. Something has been bothering them. They're like, fuck this, dude. I'm just going to work.
And so
My
they
dad,
just-
I told him, I was like, I said, you know what's crazy, dude? I said, go talk to your brothers. So his brother is a 82nd Airborne. He was in the 82nd Airborne jump master. He's a jump master in the 82nd Airborne. He's got his British jump wings. Like, this dude just jumps out of planes for a living. I don't know why, but he does it, right? He's broke as can be. And then my dad, he was an Army reservist that went to Afghanistan. He was out there for like 18 months, and he suffered real bad PTSD. I was like, you don't think there's nothing wrong with this generation? He said, all I hear about is how they're making all this money and all this and that. I was like, who are you talking to, dude?
Yeah.
I was like, even if you're 100% disabled, you make $3,000 a month.
Yep.
Where the hell do you think you're gonna make it off of $3,000 a month, dude? I said, don't get me wrong. There are places where $3,000 you can make it through a month with $3,000
Paycheck to paycheck, though.
You know what I'm saying? But you're struggling
Yeah,
coming
paycheck
that
to
last
paycheck.
week of the
Yeah.
month. You're like, fuck, dude, I got $20 in my account. I gotta wait till my
Yeah.
disability check comes in. And I was like, but nobody can make it. I was like, who was telling you they're making all this money? I said, the most you can make is $3,200 a month off of disability for being 100% broke while serving your country.
Yep.
That's like $40,000 a year, dude. That's that poverty level shit. But yet that's supposed to take care of us, right? That's supposed to help us.
That's one of the things that we try to fight for in our group is, get medicines where the vets can grow their own medicine,
Right.
grow their own food so they can eat healthy,
Right.
And make sure they can get the equipment that they need. We have a program where we get free equipment that the vets need so they can grow their own.
Right. No, and that's what's amazing. That's what I loved about what David was doing, right? Him being an Army veteran, he said, my family needs help, right? And that's what I tell people. I said, it's not just that he provides seeds for you to grow your medicine. He also provides seeds for you to grow your own food. So you're able to eat.
Yep.
Which was what we need, right? And I think one of the biggest struggles that I try to tell my brothers and sisters that watch the show, you guys that are watching the show, is that a lot of people are like, I don't have a purpose. I don't have a need right here. But when you start growing your own medicine and your own food, now there's a purpose for you to continue fighting to be here, right?
Well, it's not just that. They have scientific proof that, growing your own medicines, growing your own foods, just putting your hands into dirt and working dirt is very therapeutic for somebody with PTSD, anxiety, very therapeutic.
It is.
So you're getting benefits from every part of it.
Yeah, like for me, like obviously I was an infantryman, so I was taught to just shoot, kill everything.
right.
So to me, like I was just trained to learn and accept death. So seeing something grow to me, I was like, fuck, I'm different. I'm not just here to kill people. Like I could make things grow.
Right.
I could make something beautiful happen.
Right? No,
You know,
absolutely.
and that just comes from the plant itself. Like I don't even have to smoke. I just have to grow it,
Yeah.
and it's just amazing. It's therapeutic to me.
No, it is. It really is. Because you can talk to my wife here. She'll tell you straight up. Like, whenever we start putting plants in the garden, she's like, She's like, you'll spend all fucking day. I said, I just put my headphones in and I can play in the dirt. I'm able to get in the dirt and dig out the holes, make sure it's all prepped, put the seeds in, grow the flower, and make sure it's all prepped.
Yes.
And I was like, I will. I'll spend 8 hours out in the garden just playing. Right.
And you won't even notice those.
You don't even know it's gone. Like by the time you know, like, oh shit, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. I forgot to eat. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry. You know. And that's one of the biggest. That's one of the major things that's why I do this show, though, is to help provide resources to our brothers and sisters, right? Because a lot of people don't understand it. You get out of service, it's like, where the fuck do I go? There's no website.
Yep.
There's nothing out there to help us to be like, you can do this, or you can do this, or you can do this. There's nothing out there. Like when you get out of service, it's like, go.
Yep.
You don't want us, we don't want you no more. Goodbye.
Definitely.
Right? You know, and it sucks because there's no one website that says, if you're in this area, here are the resources. So as of right now, I was talking to Travis Johnson. Travis Johnson, he's a retired Navy lieutenant, and he just retired recently, and he owns the nonprofit Architect. And he said, do you understand there's approximately about 55,000 veteran nonprofits in America right now?
About 1,000 per state.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, that's over 1,000 in every state. But how many people really know about those 1,000 nonprofits in their state?
See, that's another thing we're working on in the group right now. And Dave's just killing it. But he's trying to get it so we had a lot of dreams. He had a lot of dreams. We had a lot of dreams for the group. And we realized that just a few of us can't get it done.
Right? No.
So
you need a team.
We're networking with people that are already, like, we wanted to start doing some, be activists, and we're now linked up with an organization that does that. We're linked up with organizations that do everything, and we want to get as many veteran organizations in this spider web. So that way, if a vet comes up and says, I need this, and all we got to do is say, okay, go see these people.
Right.
Let's network everybody. Let's everybody work together and imagine the veterans we can help.
No, absolutely. And this is why I do the show, right? This is why I'm doing the show. Because you guys understand that this year my focus on federal legalization, right? I'm a federal employee, and as of right now, I cannot smoke until this November. This June, I'll be 2 years without any cannabis in my system, right? And it sucks, dude. It's fucking horrible.
That's rough.
Dude, I live in an illegal state.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's rough, right? It's rough, and what I'm fighting for, this is what I'm trying to create, is more advocates. I'm trying to create more advocates to go out there and fight for federal legalization, because it's my medical freedom to choose what I need that will treat my ailments that I endured while serving this country.
Correct.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people out there's a lot of vets out there who are introverts, and they don't know how to speak, and they don't know how. And it's our job to speak up for them, to say, hey, why? Like right now, like I said, there's a big push right now in Oklahoma to get the psilocybin research bill going, right?
Yeah.
To help the veteran community. The big push is for veterans. It's going to help civilians. They're going to want civilians in it. But the main focus is veterans and how it can help with PTS and how it can help with anxiety, how it can help with depression and stuff like that. And so that's what I've been using. It's still a Schedule I drug. Like I tell people, psilocybin is still a Schedule I drug.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same as with a lot of states are legalizing it, right? And one of the things I keep telling everybody is that if it's not legal in your state, when federal legalization happens, it's still illegal in your state.
Yeah.
It's still up to your state to make a determination. Like right now, Indiana just turned down a cannabis bill. They said, we're going to turn it down until it becomes federally legal. Then we'll reconsider legalizing it in our state, which is BS, right? But when you have 37 out of the 50 states already legalized in some way, regardless if it's adult use or medicinal use, there's a push, right?
Yep.
There's a massive push, though. Pfizer just spent like $7 billion and bought a cannabis company.
Jeez.
Right?
Johnson & Johnson did the
Johnson.
same. Bayer.
Yeah.
They all got
They're all doing it because they know it's coming.
Yep.
Right? They know it's coming, right? And when this push happens, right, there's going to be so much medicine out there. One of the biggest things, though, I try to help educate people that cannabis isn't about getting high.
No.
Cannabis is about finding how it helps treat what you're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Like me, when I was able to smoke before I self-identified and told them that I smoke, I was high every day. All day long I stay high. But I wasn't high like vegging out, fucking watching movies, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was high that I can go to work and function.
Yes.
Yep.
I was able to go to work and focus on my job. I was able to go around and be able to do my work, right?
Mhm.
I said it's almost similar like you guys like being in service. You guys understand functioning alcoholics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. I had a guy. He was one of my best mechanics I ever had. We're actually in a weight loss competition right now. But he's one of the best mechanics I ever had. But he had this fucking shake like hell.
I got a
I'd see
good
it-
friend of mine like that.
I'd see him in the morning and he'd be shaking, working on heavy equipment. I was like, at lunch, go fucking get you a couple of beers in your fucking system. I can't have your hands shaking like that when I'm about to put tracks on this fucking equipment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, because that's all I need you to do is get that bad shake and drop that fucking track on my foot or
Yeah.
on my head while I'm trying to install it,
Right.
you know? And so he'd go and have a couple of beers, he'd come back and he'd be fine. Right?
That was it.
He'd
Yeah.
have a couple of beers. He wasn't fucking drunk.
Yeah.
But that's what you call them functioning alcoholics,
Yes.
right? You know what I'm saying? And there's people like that. And one of the biggest struggles I try to tell people is that I work out of the Air Force Base and we have forklift operators. I said, them motherfuckers, how many lower tabs do you think those bitches popped before they came to work?
Yeah.
How many are they popping while they're at work? And how many do you think they need when they get off of work?
Yeah.
But that's okay because it's a pill that the doctor prescribed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, God forbid I go smoke a blunt before I come to work. I smoke a blunt on my cigarette break. I should go to lunch and I smoke another blunt after lunch. Then I come back for another cigarette break and smoke another blunt. If I'm still functioning, let me function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me do my job.
Definitely.
You know? And
Well,
so,
yeah, like for me personally, I smoke all day, every day. But when I roll up a joint, I'll smoke about a third of it. Set it. I just want to get to a certain level
yeah.
and maintain that certain
Right.
level throughout the day. I don't want to get baked or wasted.
No, I mean, there's a time and a place,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like people who go out and drink, get smashed drunk.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place.
Yeah.
I said, same with cannabis. I said, the only difference is that I'm going to feel a hell of a lot better when I get up the next day
Yeah.
than you will.
I ain't
But
never had a hangover from
Never-
smoking pot.
Never had a hangover, right?
Yeah,
There's a
definitely.
time and a place, right? I want to watch a good movie. I want to get fucking baked as hell. I'll take a couple of dabs, smoke fucking from the bong, smoke me a blunt, and fucking hit some crystals. I'm gonna get fucking baked,
Yeah.
but I ain't doing shit the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing shit the rest, and that's okay. There's a time and a place for it. There's a
Correct.
time and
Well,
a place to indulge in.
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But understanding how the terpenes, like a lot of people are like, oh, you're about getting high. I said, no, dude. I said it's medicine. When you understand the cannabinoids and the terpene profiles that are in the plant itself, you guys will start understanding, wow, this helped me through this day, right? My anxiety wasn't acting up, my depression was gone,
Mhm.
and my body wasn't hurting, right?
Yeah.
When I tell people, because I had one guy, I was talking to one guy, and I said, I was like, do you smoke hemp? He's like, we have hemp here, but it's garbage. It tastes like crap. I'm like, where the hell are you getting your hemp from, dude?
Mhm.
I said, I got hemp here. Fucking delicious. Absolutely fucking delicious. I know the grower personally.
Yeah.
Fucking delicious. It's more tasty than some of the flowers in the stores.
Mhm.
They're like, what? I was like, dude, and I blend it. I like to be a little bit more high, so I put a little bit more THC, but I add a little bit of CBD flower to it. Fucking beautiful, dude. Like a fucking 8-year-old kid again.
Yep.
I can go out and run and play and just do everything and not hurt and be like, wow, this feels amazing, right?
Yeah.
That's because I made sure the terpenes matched up, made sure I had enough CBD to take away the inflammation and the anxiety,
Yep.
and I was able to function.
Correct.
I wasn't so stoned where I was like,
Well, a lot of people,
know?
they think that it's all about the THC. It's not.
Mm-mm.
It's all about actually, THC is a big part of it, but it's also all about the terpenes.
The terpenes, right?
You know,
the terpenes
like
are
you
the
got,
biggest thing.
yeah, it and each terpene, and there's a lot of different terpenes
Oh man, there's so many.
out there, but each terpene has its own thing that it helps
Mm-hmm.
with. You got your one that Dave likes. I forget the name. I have a bad memory, but anyways, it does pain, anxiety.
Mhm.
They all have a different purpose, and people need to figure that out. Is okay. I have anxiety a lot, and look up strains that deal with anxiety.
just so you guys know, I'm actually creating a book that has all the terpenes that tell you exactly this terpene does this terpene does this, and these are the strains. I'm only going to list like 5 strains. These are the 5 popular strains that carry these terpenes. I'm creating a book. Travis already told me I got to start creating this book so people can go and When they go to a cannabis store, they can, oh, I need something that has this, this, and this. And these are the main strains that have this.
Yeah.
And then go to the store and say, hey, what do you have that has this? So when you go to the store, you actually know what you want.
Yeah.
You're not just buying from the hip, like, oh, what do you got? A lot of people go into the dispensary like, what's got the highest THC? Why?
Yeah.
Why, dude?
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell people, you know what I'm saying? My wife smokes. This is her flower. This ain't my flower. This is her flower, right? It's a 1-to-1. It has let's see here. It's got mycrene in it and pinene in it. And this is what did it say? 9% THC, 9% CBD. It's 1-to-1.
The myrcene, yeah, that's the one. That's when I was trying to
myrcene, yeah, the myrcene's great for pain.
Pain,
yeah,
yep,
great for pain. But this is Highland Thai, and it smells. I think it smells delicious. I mean,
it smells great.
Yeah, and that's a 1-to-1. It's a CBD THC flower, right? So this is, you get high, but you also get the pain management, right? And like you said, it's the terpenes. How the terpenes help. How do they work? How do they do this, right? And that's one of the biggest things I tell you guys about on a weekly basis is it's the terpenes. It's understanding the terpenes, how they work, what they achieve when you smoke them, right? Like what are you trying to achieve with it, right? It's not just about getting high. Getting high helps because it helps get you out of your mind.
Yes.
Right? It does help. But it's not about being high. It's about understanding how medicine works, right?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing we're going to start concentrating in the group here pretty soon. Is we're going to start our own breeding program for cannabis, and one of our sponsors, Seedsman, is going to help us out with information and the genetics that we need, and we're going to research all the terpenes and all the terpenes that help vets for certain issues, and we're going to make strains specifically for vets with certain issues.
And that's phenomenal because that's going to help a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
It's the same way as you go to freaking Walmart and you're like, man, I got the sniffles, or I got this. I'll get some NyQuil, or I'll go get some Sudafed, or I'll go get this, right? And they're able to pick those up.
Definitely.
And they need to be able to do the same thing, right? When you go to the dispensary, you're like, dude, I need that. That's what I need. I need TJ VetCodes blend.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I need Alex VetCodes blend.
There's organizations out there that are starting DNA testing, so they can test your DNA, the cannabinoids in your DNA and stuff, and they can tell you, okay, for this you're going to want this type of terpene. For this you're going to want this type of cannabinoid and all that stuff, and that's just excellent. That's going to do nothing but help out the veteran community.
Yeah, absolutely, because a lot of us, man, we don't like to read. We don't like to fucking look up shit. We just do whatever, you know. But if you're able to say, hey, what are you dealing with? Like you said today, you went to a dispensary today here in Oklahoma. It's hard to find a good dispensary that knows what they're talking about. And you said, go ahead and tell the story to the guys about. Go ahead and promote. Go ahead and promote one of the members of the group. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
We went to one of our brothers in the group has a dispensary in Oklahoma, and we stopped by there. He invited us by there to talk, and talk about the group and stuff like that. And he had to interrupt us for about 5-10 minutes, because an elderly lady came in and she's hooked on the pain pills,
the opioids, like we all are.
And her doctor recommended to go see him, and he spent 10-15 minutes talking to this lady, finding out exactly what she was trying to deal with and what kind of regiment she wanted to be on. And he got her some edibles and made sure she was all taken care of. And, I heard him tell her many times, if you have any more questions, just don't hesitate to call. Probably some of the best service in any industry I've ever seen.
No, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't understand about. Like, can you open up a dispensary? Anybody can open up a dispensary. It's not hard to open up a dispensary, right? It costs money like anything else. But whenever you actually get somebody behind the counter that's there that understands, hey, bro, this is what I'm suffering
and is willing to help.
Willing to help you. Not willing to make a dollar, but just willing to help you, right?
Yep.
And in our community, that's what we are about, is helping each other on a regular basis, right? Hey, you don't pay me, dude. I want to help you. I want to make sure that you're getting the medicine that you need, right?
Yeah.
I want to make sure you're getting the medicine that you need that can help with what you're dealing with, right? Because me helping you is going to provide you an opportunity to help somebody else.
Yep.
And understanding for him to be like, this is what I recommend. Get you on some edibles, and here's a little bit of flour. Here's some tincture that I recommend you take on a regular basis, right? And that's one of the biggest things. That's why I love my sponsor, Rafa 180, because they're the same way. What are you dealing with? They want to sit down and talk with you. What are you dealing with? Why do you want to start CBD? What are you dealing with?
Yep.
Let me see, right? And that's what I try to tell people. I said with all the cannabinoids, so many different cannabinoids that are out there, right? So between CBD and CBG, CBG is a stimulant. Sometimes you do need CBG because it has that extra boost in it. But if you take that CBG and you get a little irritated, a little irritable,
Yeah.
let's get your ass off of the CBG and give you higher CBD, right?
Definitely.
Give you a little bit higher CBD then, because CBG is just too much for you, right? It's too much of a stimulant. And that's what a lot of people are. It's just we're uneducated.
Yep.
Right.
We would like to give a huge thanks to Rafa 180. Rafa 180 offers pure medicinal CBD and products made locally. They walk alongside individuals to achieve a healthy lifestyle with options needed by each person. You can learn more about them on Facebook at Rafa CBD, their website www.rafa180.com, or email at rafacbd@gmail.com. They truly believe your journey matters.
That's one of the biggest things that we're uneducated.
That's one thing, in my opinion, that the veteran community needs is to be educated on the properties, the numerous properties of cannabis.
Right.
And what each one of those properties can do to help us.
Right.
And when a vet can get out there and grow his own, whether it be food, vegetables, herbs, or even some cannabis for his medications, we're all about that.
No, absolutely.
And to hell with big pharma and the money that they get. Get your ass out there. A lot of vets are on fixed incomes.
No, absolutely, yeah. And it's hard. It's hard to go and buy a tent, go buy a fucking fans, go buy the soil.
Just to grow one or two plants, you're looking at least a $500 investment.
At least, right? Yeah.
And that's not even going to be a top of the line. That's more of a budget,
Right.
one there. So, but in VetCodes, that's one of the things we do. We try to get the vets that are in need, the equipment they need to grow their own meds. We have a seed bank that gets them the seeds, whether it be for vegetables, herbs. We have a donor out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, owns a grow store. He donated hundreds of packs of seeds, and some of them were even flower.
Oh, wow.
And, just plain daisies and stuff like that. But like we were talking earlier, when you get to put your hands in the dirt, that's therapeutic.
No, absolutely.
And so, just putting your hands in the dirt, put some sunflowers in the ground or whatever, that's going to help you.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's about, guys, is actually helping each other and freaking understanding what therapy is, right? Regardless of how you feel therapy is, regardless if it's growing or it's freaking getting out there and doing martial arts, biking, whatever it is, dude, you have to find your therapy. What is your therapy, right? Because that's one of the biggest things is trying to understand what is it that we need? What is it that we need to survive in this crazy ass world?
You need to try many things to find out what works
for you.
Yeah.
What works
and
for you, right?
Once you find out what works for you, you use what works.
No, right, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things, guys, is that you on a regular basis, man, you just have to figure out what works for you. Everybody's not the same.
Yep.
Everybody is not the same, and that's one of the things is that you have to. That's one of my biggest things I've been pushing since I started this is growing your community. You have to grow your community around you and your beliefs and what you're doing, because those are the only people that are going to understand you and what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been preaching that since I started the show 2 years ago, going on 2 years now. Is that you have to build your community around you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
To understand, when would you have met Alex?
I wouldn't have met Alex.
You never met him, right?
No.
Right?
He reached out to me. I think I forgot what it was for. But he reached out to me, and we've been talking ever since. And his passion for the group and what we believe in and our goals, and just his straight out, let's get it done attitude.
No, absolutely.
Basically for him, it's let's kick this door down and get it done.
He's part of it. He's part of the movement, right? That's one of the things I try to tell people. That there's a movement happening.
Yeah,
there's a movement happening in this country right now,
and that's one of the reasons we're coming down to CannaCon is to get more sponsors, to get more out there for the veterans.
Right.
You know, I mean, like I said, a lot of veterans are on fixed incomes. If they can save 15, 20, 25% off a set of lights to grow their own meds,
Right.
that means a lot.
That means a lot. Yeah.
It means a lot. And,
Right.
you know, and there's going to be over 260, I think, companies at Canacon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of seed companies, a lot of light companies, a lot of nutrient companies.
This
Which
is why
is,
you're getting your foot in the door. Like,
Yeah,
let me tell you what I'm doing.
Yep.
And let me see if you want to be part of the team.
Exactly.
Right. And
Exactly.
and that's one of the biggest things I tell you guys about. So you have to step out of you do have to step out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
Alex, you seem like a really shy guy, dude. Super
Ah,
shy, right?
well,
You know, super
So-
shy, right? On certain events, right? Certain things. that
observing.
happen, right?
I'm very observant.
You're observant, right?
Yeah.
But to get out there and start talking to these people who
Ooh,
are
that's gonna be
working,
rough.
It's gonna be rough, right?
It's gonna be rough, but yeah,
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be hard, right? But if
But
you,
someone has to do it, though.
Say you go and you smoke a nice good blend. So what'd you say, grape OG or
Oh, Ghost OG.
Ghost OG? Say you roll up a
Yeah.
fat blunt Ghost OG before you go into the event.
it just makes it a lot easier.
It's gonna make it a lot easier, right? It's gonna
Yeah.
take that wall down.
Correct.
Yeah.
You'll be like, okay, I got a mission.
It-
Definitely.
You know,
Right.
it not only helps relax the body, it helps relax the mind. It helps you get out of your. What a lot of people, especially the non-vets, don't understand is vets have a lot going on in their head. Okay, at any given moment, they could have 500 unrelevant thoughts in their head.
Just random.
Just random
ass
thoughts.
None of them even go together.
And smoking cannabis helps so much of getting you focused to a few. It's not going to, oh, I'm super focused on this one,
No.
but it will help you focus a whole lot more
true.
because it relaxes your mind and your body.
No, it's absolutely true. Like I said, I had Ryan early on my show not too long ago. He's the founder of Blue Green Ventures that has so many entities under it, right? Dealing with cannabis and CBD. He's talked to the president of Mexico. He's talked to football players, UFC fighters. He's talked to multiple high level people. He's like, dude, I gotta smoke a blunt every time I go in here to talk to these people, so I don't look like a fucking idiot because I'll stumble across my words, right? Because like you said, he's not a veteran, but he understands how cannabis helps.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and understanding that. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about you, about your history, who you are, and why you're doing what you're doing here.
And
You know, let them feel like they can get to know you. Who is TJ? Like,
I'm an old
You-
fat guy for one, but that's besides
you know,
the
but
point.
let them know like
Yeah.
what branch of service,
No,
what you did while you was in.
I was
you know?
in the Army from 1987 93. Served in Desert Storm. I was a tank mechanic. I got, like I said, I got out in 93. And over the past 10, 15, 20 years, I've just noticed things that ain't the way they're supposed to be, you know?
Right.
And even though I'd been out for a while, but back in March of 2021, I went to a dark place, a very dark place, and you know where a lot of vets don't come back out from, and it was because of some other vets, David, and another vet, that I was able to come back. You know, they convinced me to call the hotline, you know, the Veterans Helpline. They convinced me that there's still stuff for me to do here. And at first it started as a pay it back scenario, you know, where I want to pay it forward. I want to help somebody else. But with the things that David's come up with and the things that we've talked about and you know, the programs and ideas that we have going through the group, we just see that we're helping so many vets. And as I was saying earlier, you know, we're trying to get a whole network of these nonprofits to start working hand in hand and say, be able to look at every vet and say, we got you, you know? And that's what's important to me. That's what makes me tick for the group is I want to be able to look at vets and say, we got you, brother.
Right.
You know, we got you, sister. We're gonna help you out. We're gonna do what we can, everything in our power to make sure you come out of this.
Right.
You know, that you can have a fruitful and productive life.
So what helped you is that you found a purpose.
I found a purpose.
Right.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing that the audience struggles with is, what the hell is my purpose? Like, what is my purpose? Why am I still here? Right.
Well-
You know, and it sucks because it's like,
Well, in the military, you're given a purpose
every day, right?
And-
Somebody's
and
telling you what to
that-
do, when
and,
to
well,
do it, how to do it.
and
every
you
day.
know, and this is your single purpose,
Right.
You know, that purpose is pretty much almost the same every day. And when you get done and you don't have that purpose, a lot of people don't know how to find a new one.
Right.
You know, and so that's one in you know, just growing your own meds and growing your, that's a purpose. And it, like I said, it's very therapeutic, very relaxing. And when you can sit down and you harvest some you know, some cannabis you know, you planted and grew, and you sit down and you smoke that, you're gonna be like, this is the best damn shit I've ever had in my life.
Right, right, because you grew it.
'Cause you
Right.
grew it.
You
Yeah.
grew it, and
You
you
grew it.
understand it, what it took to
And
get
you're
that
like,
flower to do
and
that.
you're like, wow, man, I can do this.
Right.
You know, and then there's a lot of people in the group that are really good growers, and their purpose is to help the new guys. Oh, you don't know how to grow? Come here, let me give you some tips. You know, if you got questions, come ask me. We'll help you. You know, we we got to be there for each other. You know, as veterans, we all have to be there for each other, and you know, just like when you were in the service, there's going to be people that you're stationed with or in the same platoon or
Right.
whatever that you're not going to really gel
No,
with.
yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely.
But they're still your brother,
Right.
and when it comes down to it, they still had your back and you still had theirs.
Right.
You may not have saw eye to eye, but you still got each other's
No,
back.
absolutely. And that's what I tell people. I say, you're going to meet people that you're just going to be like, I don't like you. That's how it was in service, right? You always had that one
Yeah.
guy, you're like, I can't stand this motherfucker. But I'll still take a bullet for his ass.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because he's my brother, right?
Yeah.
You know, which is the purpose, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing, is helping each other. Like you said, and one of the biggest things I know David keeps promoting is that if you start growing a seed and you start fucking failing and you're like, what the fuck is going on? You can reach out to the group, and the actual person who created the seed
Yeah.
can tell you this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Right? Which is phenomenal, which is amazing. So see here, guys, this guy's Desert Storm. He's old as fuck, dude. He's old as shit, Desert Storm here, you know. But he's part of it, right? So like the Veteran Action Council, you said VetCodes is teamed up with Veteran Action Council, right?
Yep.
And doing some. Those are Vietnam era veterans that have been trying to do this for decades.
Well, even in our group, that's what makes us so happy about our group, is we have young ones here like Alex,
Yeah.
okay, guys that just got out in the past 2, 3, 4 years, and we also have Vietnam vets in our
Yeah.
group, and I mean, and they're just, and I like talking to them because of the stories,
Right.
You
Yeah,
know, you
absolutely.
always get the stories.
Always get the good stories.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but you know, and I guess I'm becoming one of those.
You're gonna have all the good stories, right? Have all the good stories, right? Right. So Alex, why don't you tell the audience a little bit? Tell them a little bit who you are. You know what you did while you was what branch you were in, and the stuff. You know what you did.
For me, I'm gonna start a little different.
Go ahead,
See,
go
for
ahead.
me, I was a good kid. Growing up, I was a good kid. I didn't have my first alcohol drink until I was 22.
Oh wow.
I never smoked pot until just recently. Like, I was a fucking good kid.
Right. Oh, you was a good
So
guy.
to me, like, when I saw pot, like, that shit was a drug to me.
Right.
So when I got out, and then I went through my divorce, I went through another separation, and I met my wife. But that's when I met my wife, I was already an alcoholic. I was pounding drinks just for the fuck of it. Just like, I feel like drinking right now. I'm just gonna drink a beer,
Right.
or I'm gonna take a shot right now. You know. So, and then my wife like, smoke. I was like, nah, I'm not doing no fucking drugs. And she was like, what's the difference right now that you're doing? You're just an alcoholic. I was like, I'm not an alcoholic. And at that point, and when I told my wife that point, I was like, I have a problem. And then she was like, try it. And even when I first tried it the first time, I didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't like it.
No, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like it.
I was like, no, this is a drug. I'm not doing this again.
Right.
And then my wife's like, no, do it again. Try it again, and I will try it with you this time. And it started a slow process, but kind of do a little flashback, I guess. I fucked up. I was an infantryman. I was in the Army. Iraqi freedom, and enduring freedom. So I definitely saw a lot of combat. Been blown up 3 times.
Damn.
So I don't do good with popping sounds or like random
Right.
noises just going off randomly. So to me, that's what was the main reason why I would drink a lot. And I was taking Tremedo, I was taking hydrocodone just to kind of cope with it, trying to like get high of it just so I could kind of like space it out.
Right.
And my wife's like, you can't do this no more either. You're gonna overdose on me one day, or I'm just gonna come from work and you're gonna be dead here. So I like, so you gotta stop. Either stop or you gotta find another method. And that's when she started introducing me to weed, and I'm like, I don't know, like I didn't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't like it at first.
And a lot of people don't. A lot of people, like you guys that are watching the show, if you guys don't understand cannabis, a lot of you guys may have tried it and be like, I don't like it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't
Yeah.
like this, right? I actually got a coworker one of my coworkers, she's like, she's for cannabis. She loves what cannabis can do, but she's like, I don't smoke or I don't use edibles. I said, you're not finding the right terpenes.
Yep.
Then that's when
That's what it comes down to. I mean, like, I have anxiety real bad, and if the first time that I would have smoked,
You smoke your fucking crazy ass
somebody
sativa.
gave me some green crack,
Yeah, you'd
which
have been
drove
like,
my no, I ain't touching this shit again. No,
yeah,
you know,
and that's one of the biggest things.
you have to try out different things to find out what works for
And this
you.
is why I tell you guys, I'm actually creating a journal right now. I'm having a journal created so you can actually take your notes. This is this is the strain that it was called. These are the terpenes it had in it, and this is how it made me feel.
Yeah.
This is why I tell people, journal it. So
Yeah,
you
and
know.
I did.
So next time you go, you're like,
And I went through
no
like,
green crack. No green crack.
Yeah, we went through like 6 different dispensaries.
Right.
And then every time I tried something, I was like, oh, I didn't like this one. I made sure to write the name. So when they're like, oh, you gotta try this for pictures, I'm like, that shit doesn't fucking work for me. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
trying that again.
Right.
Because there were some that were like, they were just getting me so hyped, but I didn't know where to release my energy. So like everything was just irritating me.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I definitely don't need to be smoking this.
You didn't have somebody like Rob from earlier.
Yeah.
Rob-
Yeah, that's
Rob-
what it
Rob-
is.
Walking with you, right?
Yeah, Rob
And
and
you
Sons,
being in
man.
California, cannabis is fucking everywhere in California,
It is,
right? It's
but
everywhere.
it's expensive too.
Yeah.
It's expensive. So I started growing, and then I met them through VetCodes, and TJ and David started telling me like what their beliefs and their mission was, and I'm like, I want part of this. I want this.
I want in this. I want to
Yeah.
help. I want to help our community to be able to.
Yeah,
get
he was all
together,
in.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
He was
together,
all
Because I
in.
mean, I started like TJ said, I started my first investment. I spent about $600, and I only grew maybe like a total of 7 ounces. I was like, fuck, I spent about $600 just for a fucking ounce here.
Right. Yeah, and you're just like, and in California, I don't know how the prices in California here.
If you want good,
in California are right. Like right now, out the door here in Oklahoma, any dispensary out the
You can
door,
get 70
$35.
bucks.
$35, you can get you an
will-
ounce.
Yeah.
You could get an ounce of shake for $35 in Cali. Not good bud though.
You can get some good weed here, $35 out the door.
Yeah.
man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, here in Oklahoma right
Yeah,
now.
so-
And-
So after that, that's when I was like, grow it. Now try growing, and I didn't know the first fucking thing about it. I thought it was just a normal thing. Put that shit in the soil, water it, and that was it. I lost about 30, 40 plants, and then she's like, no, you need to make a journal. She's like, you need to, just how we started getting into cannabis, now you need to make a journal and find out how you're going to grow this.
right.
And like,
Now
and,
he's growing some good looking plants.
and then now, and so now that I look at them, it's like, everything's a process. It's
It is.
therapeutic. Like, even like I said, I like smoking. I'm not gonna lie. Now I enjoy smoking. But I don't smoke big like a whole joint. I won't smoke a whole blunt. I like taking bowls. That's my thing. I like taking bowls because I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
So I like to stay focused in my games. Because if I don't, like, I notice that I start getting irritated. And I'm like, oh, it's time to call it a day.
Smoke, right?
Yep.
Either
Yeah.
I gotta go smoke or I gotta call it a day right
No,
there.
absolutely. And this is one of the things I try to tell people is that our job is to break the stigma, breaking the stigma daily on this, right? Like my family, I got a wife and 7 kids. I got a shitload of kids. I get bored, so
I got 3.
I was gonna say, haven't you figured out what causes that?
I get bored, right? I get bored, so we got 7 kids. Right? But the biggest thing is I said my kids come to me when I was smoking, when I was able to smoke. They're like, "Dad, you smoke today?" I said, "Why?" I said, "You probably need to go smoke."
Yes.
Because they can tell with my attitude and the way I'm talking with them.
Yeah.
Like, Dad, will you go smoke, please? Because we don't want to get yelled at. We don't want you to get
Yeah.
hyped,
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest things though, because I'm breaking the stigma to allow my kids to understand this is
Yep.
medicine, and they know it. They're like, "Oh, is that CBD flower?" Yeah, CBD flower. It's medicine.
Correct.
Well,
It's not a fucking drug.
It's not a
Yeah,
drug. 'Cause
I got
that's not
a
a
kind of
fucking
funny
pill.
story about something like that. Back, probably about 15, 16 years ago, I was dating this girl, and she had 3 kids, and one was about 16 or 17. Well, when I'd go over there, I'd always smoke on the way, and I always had a joint or 2 sitting in the car. You know, I wouldn't smoke it in her house or anything
Right,
like
right.
that. And after about a month or so, she came up to me one day, and she's like, I need to ask a favor. And I was like, okay. She's like, look, my 16-year-old knows what you do. He can smell it. When you come over here, would you mind not having just smoked and not bring it over here? And I said, okay, that's fine. And about a week later, she come up, she says, I have another favor to ask. And I said, what's that? And she says, start smoking again. You're a lot easier to deal with when you're off.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, it
It
is.
is.
Because like you said, because for being a veteran, we have, like you said, 5,000 thoughts going in our head, and none of them are the fuck go together.
Yeah.
They don't even make sense.
They don't make sense. It's just this or that or this or
Yeah,
that or this
yeah.
or that. And you're just like,
What,
motherfucker.
and you, I mean, there's times where you look back, why in the fuck am I even thinking about this?
This right now,
Yes.
right? And in a lot of my past episodes, that's one of the things I say is that as a veteran, we throw this shit in a box and we stick it on a shelf and we stick it as far back as we can get it. Because I don't want to fuck with you right now.
And
right?
then there's a mouse that pushes that box
Pushes
over.
that bitch over, and you're like, motherfucker. Why did you pop up in my head
And
right
it
now?
seems
at
like
this
it's
moment?
always at the worst moment too. It
Always.
does.
It's always whenever you got something important going on, you're like,
Yes.
motherfucker, why today? Why right now? This is not. I don't want to fuck with you right now.
Yeah.
Like, why are you in my head, right? And this is one of the things I tell you guys on a regular basis. How are you finding therapeutic? How are you finding therapy? You don't smoke weed, that's fine. I'm not about it. I'm not against you guys. But how are you finding therapy? How are you treating your ailments that you suffer from, right? There are people that use plant medicine. I just had Big Spoon from what the hell is this? He's the Mindful Marine is what he is. He's a jarhead that has been finding plant medicine to be using plant medicine, right? To treat his ailments that he suffers from. I had Trey from Bloom Cannabis. He's been meditating, using plant medicine to help treat the shit he deals with on an everyday basis, right? We go through life. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard. I don't care who you are.
You got to
Life
find
is
what
hard.
works for
You
you.
have to find therapy. What are you doing? Are you going to martial arts? Are you biking around the fucking neighborhoods? What is your
Running
therapy?
fucking marathons.
Running marathons, whatever you want to do.
As long as it works to keep you in the right frame of mind.
Right?
You know, because as veterans, that wrong frame of mind comes about too often and too easily sometimes.
Easily, right? Absolutely. And it's like you said, you got to a point where a majority of us have gotten to a point where we don't want to come back.
Well,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, that's one thing, you know, that we try to say in the group, you know, and I tell everybody, you know, because being one of the admins, being actually Dave's first admin, you know, I've talked to a lot of people in the group, and I've screened a lot of people to come in the group, and I make it a point to tell everybody I talk to, hey, if you ever have any questions or need someone to talk to, feel free to reach out. I'm always available.
Right.
And I want, you know, I think every vet needs to hear that. There's somebody out there that's willing to listen,
Right.
that's willing to put in the time and to gain your trust so
Yeah.
you can listen.
No, absolutely. It's absolutely a need and it's a necessity, right? So recently I just had the VA, they sent me an email saying you have an appointment from 2 to 3:30. I was like, an hour and a half? Why the fuck's the appointment an hour and a half, right? And I was like, all right, just put it on my calendar. I was at work. And so the time came, 2 o'clock came around. I was like, all right, I took the call. I went downstairs in the hallway downstairs to take it because I was at work, right? And I took the call and I said, what is this for? Oh, this is your in processing for mental health. I said, why? I did in processing 10 fucking years ago.
Mm-hmm.
10 fucking years ago, I did in processing. Why do I have to in process again after 10 years? I've already had three social workers and 2 psychiatrists. What makes you any different that I have to come through an intake to speak with you? Right? I said, I'm not pissed at you. I'm pissed at the process. And I'm upset because doctors like you are not advocating for us.
Yep.
You guys are not bringing this up to your management to let them know how ridiculous this is.
Yep.
Right?
Definitely.
I got an appointment emailed to me. Nobody called me and told me what this was in regards to. I have 2 psychiatrists that I speak to on a regular basis. I had 3 social workers that either retired or resigned. What makes you think that I got time, that you taking time out of my day? I'm at work right now. I'm taking time out of my day to speak with you, right? Why why did I not get an email telling me what this appointment was for?
Yep.
You know? And she's like, so do we need to reschedule? I said that would probably be best. I said, but what's your next availability? She said, not till June. I said, it's fucking March. It's March. She's like, here's my number. Take my number down. I took her number down. I said, this is the number to the clinic.
Yep.
What the hell is this number going to do for me? I can call the clinic and get on fucking talk to a receptionist? What is this going to do? The VA is failing us on a daily basis. Daily, right? I said, I didn't even know what this appointment was for. And now you're telling me, for me, in order to reschedule it,
You gotta wait till June.
I got to wait till June to do another in process that I did 10 years ago to get into this program?
Mhm.
And you're going to take an hour and a half out of my day, and I got to take leave from work to come do this?
Yep.
Where is this even? When Lincoln created the VA, it was to help us. It wasn't to fuck us. And people take it lightheartedly, but it's very true when they say the VA giving the veteran another opportunity to die for his country. Because by far that is just absolutely disgusting.
They're yeah.
You know, and this is why you say, you need something, hit me up.
Yeah.
Reach out to me.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you. I'll talk to you. You need somebody
If
to talk
I don't
to?
have the answer, I'll damn sure do
I'll
my
find it,
best to
right?
get the answer for you.
And this is why I tell you guys religiously every episode that you guys are listening to. Listen to me. You have to build your community around you, the veteran. I don't know what it's like in Kansas. I don't know the resources you have in Kansas. I don't know the resources you have in Cali. I know some people you can get in contact with, though, in Cali. Kansas, not too familiar with. I don't know a lot of resources in Kansas. I don't. You know? I'm sure you do got them, right?
Yep.
But you guys that watch my show on a regular basis, you guys understand that the veterans that I bring on the show are all saying the same thing to you. You need something?
You know,
Reach
yeah.
out to me.
Yeah.
Let me know you need something.
And,
I'll pick up my phone.
and you know, for you veterans that are on low income or fixed income, low fixed income or whatever, you know, and don't believe, and you're in a state where it's medicinally legal, but it's $500 an ounce at a
Right.
dispensary. Reach out to our group, join our group. We will get you the seeds, we will get you the know-how, and if need be, we'll get you the equipment so you can grow your own medicines and you don't have to depend on Uncle Sam, and you sure in the hell don't have to pay no taxes on it.
Right.
It's yours, and when it's yours and you've done it, you took that thing from a seed to a flower, you're going to look at it and you're just going to think it's the best thing ever.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'll feel so much more pride in something that you've done again.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, therapeutic, working in soil, everything about it is nothing but good for a veteran.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what's amazing about what guys are doing at VetCodes. Like I said, these guys are part of my community, dude. Like we're talking on a regular basis. We're ensuring that we're helping each other. We're supporting each other and doing everything that we can for
It
each
takes
other.
a community.
Because it takes
Yeah.
a community, right? Like I tell you guys, there's a movement in this country right now. There's a massive movement. And I'm asking that you guys, you step up and you stand up to your government. Wherever state you live in. Like every Thursday, I'm trying to do each state and trying to talk about the cannabis laws in that state. I did Iowa last week. Holy fuck. I feel sorry for those motherfuckers because it's not.
Wait till you do Kansas.
Iowa does not have a medical law. They said they have a medical law. That is not a medical law. I told them, I said, they did this to pacify the population.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's our job as the veteran to stand up and say, this is bullshit and this needs to change. This needs to be fixed.
And I've heard you mention it before on your podcast. Okay. Yes, everybody knows about the 22 a day that take their life from suicide. The part that doesn't get talked about is the 35 a day
Opioid
that
addiction.
get killed from opioids that the VA is shoving down their throats.
Right.
Okay. It's like, oh, like when you were in the military, they always gave you Motrin.
Right.
Well, the VA replaced the Motrin with painkillers.
Right. Well, you're like Alex was saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Alex was saying, right?
Hydrocodone.
Hydrocodone, right? And they'll give it to you. You run out, call refill.
Yeah.
Need a refill.
You don't even have to call no more. Use email.
Just email them, refill. I need a
like
refill. I need a refill. I need a refill, right? And it's true, right? Oklahoma right now, we have the highest veteran suicide rate in the country. We average about 27 a day in Oklahoma alone. So we have the highest suicide rate. but plus the 35 that you're talking about. And this is what I tell everybody. I said, while we're shooting this episode, we're losing a brother or sister right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's your job as the audience to share this content, to let them know, like he said, you're not alone.
No, you
Right.
know, in a lot of people, because we started out as a Facebook group,
Mhm.
and then we became a nonprofit company,
Mhm.
but our only platform right now is still Facebook. As my job in the group, I'm member relations. I'm in charge of member relations. I don't want it to be a Facebook group.
Right.
I want us to be a brotherhood and a community. A lot of vets, you know, if you ask them to really think about it and talk about it, they'll say one thing that they missed about being in the service was the brotherhood,
Right.
the camaraderie.
Right.
Well, like on VetCodes, that's another thing we do. We do video chats, group video
Oh, yeah, you
chats
guys have
all
the
day
rooms, yeah.
long. And man, for me, it brought back that brotherhood, that
Right.
camaraderie. I mean, we got, like I was talking earlier about one of our Vietnam vets that we have in the group. Him and I get in there, and it's like we're in the same platoon because we sit there and we just
Go back. Yeah.
chew at each other, you
Right,
know.
yeah.
And then when one of them cracks, the good thing about the other, we're both laughing our asses off because it's how we communicate.
Right.
It's how, you know, it's that special bond, you know, that we have, because we know we may not know each other, but we know we're brothers and sisters.
Right.
And we have to take care of our brothers and sisters. It
Right.
has to be a community/family thing, you know, and everybody work together. And if everybody works arm in arm, imagine all the vets we can help.
No, right, absolutely, absolutely, and that's the biggest thing, guys. This is why we do. This is why I do the show, man. Because like we said, the biggest things we miss is the camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
You get out of service, you don't have anybody. Your brother ain't there anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have a brother to the left or the right.
And civilian
Bullshit.
friends just don't know what it's like.
And they don't know how to talk to you. They don't know how to associate with you. They don't know how to deal with what you deal with. They don't know how to shoot the shit with you. You shoot the shit, and I'm like, oh, you took that a little bit too far. Did I?
No.
Dude, I didn't take
that would be mine.
I did not take that too far. That was appropriate. Like I can take it further. Like we could go further, right? And that's one of the biggest things, guys. This is what I tell you guys on a weekly basis. This is why I love doing this. I'm able to bullshit. Like me, if I never had this show, I never would have met the amazing fucking brothers that I've met during my show. I've met some amazing freaking people.
Same thing. If
Doing
it wasn't for the
amazing
group,
things.
Yep.
Doing amazing things in our community, guys. Like you guys know, I've got like over 140 episodes in. 140 brothers and sisters that I've got to meet and hang out with and bullshit with that I would have never met on any other platform given, right? And this is why I love doing the show. I'm so super excited. My wife pushed me to start doing this. She's like, just do a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
I started doing it, and dude, I met some amazing brothers that I would have never ever met. And so this is the wonderful opportunity, man. So we're getting close to the end of the show, man. How do you guys want to sign off and let these guys know about you guys, what you're doing, your mission, and how they can get in contact with you?
Man, I mean, like I said, we're a Facebook group. It's VetCodes. You see the symbol right there behind our head. And yes, that QR code will work.
Yeah, right. Scan it.
Scan it. But you will be reached out
By me.
by Alex. He's our administration admin. He's the one that screens everybody. Our sponsors want us to keep it 100% veteran.
Mm.
Okay. Yes, we do have a few sponsors in there that are non-veterans, but that has worked to our advantage so many times. The people saying, "Oh, I just got this from so and so, and it didn't work." And before we could even reach out to that company was already reaching out to saying, "Hey, we saw that post. We got it taken care of."
Oh, okay.
So that helps.
Mm.
But they're going to ask you for proof of service, any state ID that says veteran,
Right.
your VA ID, and be sure to cover up all numbers, all ID numbers and stuff like that. All we want to see is the picture and the name where it says veteran,
Right.
That's it.
and we're good. We have a seed bank, like I mentioned many times, a seed bank. We have a lot of things. We have over 500 scheduled giveaways a year. We do. Okay, we do one every day of the week, at least one every day of the week. And David has this little thing where, We got 15 people watching the live giveaway, watching the live draw for the giveaway. I'll do a second giveaway. Oh, we got 20 people. I'll do a third. You know,
Yeah.
and so he's doing 3-4 giveaways a day. And between that and our seed bank, he's sending out 8, 10, 12 packages every day in the mail.
That's crazy.
For our veterans.
I know he hit me up. He said, I need more stickers. I said, damn, you went through that many stickers already?
But
oh, that's 100 stickers, dude. He said, I'm giving packages away regularly. And that was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, damn, you guys are giving away a lot of stuff, dude.
yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Well, we have a bunch of genetic sponsors,
Yeah.
seed sponsors, and like we do Seedsman Monday. Seedsman's one of our biggest partners. Bank on Seeds Tuesday, Sirius Ken on Wednesdays, SoFem on Thursdays, Foop Canna Nutrients on Fridays, Buku Genetics on Fridays, Spectra Genetics on Saturdays, and Veterans Barbecue Sauce on Sundays. We every day, and then that's not even counting the sponsors that do a giveaway every 2 weeks or a giveaway every month. We got sponsors that, between some of our major partners, we provide a vet in need with a full brand new grow setup once a month.
Once a month. That's freaking outstanding. Because, like you said, it ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap.
It
It
ain't
ain't
cheap.
cheap to get
cheap.
started up, right?
Yeah.
I know Maddie told me, he's like, look what I got from VetCodes. I was like, damn, dude. He showed me his tent. I said, that's a big ass tent, dude. That's a big ass tent.
Yeah.
You can put like 10 plants in that thing, man.
Well, the last one they gave out, I think it was a 3x3 tent, and HLG was kind enough to donate a 200-watt HLGR spec.
Oh,
for it.
man.
So, I mean, these guys are getting some good
equipment, right?
AC Infinity tents, HLG lights, auto pot systems.
Like, they're getting,
So they're
it's
getting
good equipment. It's not cheap. It's not some
No,
cheap ass
no.
Chinese made equipment.
No,
This is good equipment.
and that's another thing that Dave's real adamant about. Yes, we have some, but we are trying to nail down as many American-made companies as we can for our group.
Right.
We'd rather work with American-made companies than Chinese companies.
Right.
But sometimes necessity dictates difference.
Of course. But I
Different.
mean, but what you guys are doing is phenomenal. What you guys are doing for the veteran community is phenomenal. And you guys out there watching this, check out VetCodes. They're going to do the same shit you do when you go to Lowe's or fucking Home Depot, or you go fucking try to get your veteran discount. Let me see ID.
I'm making it a little bit easier. Come on now.
Let me see a veteran discount. Hell, Home Depot don't even want to look at your veteran discount. You got to download the fucking app.
Yeah.
You got to use a QR code.
Yup.
It's some bullshit. I hate what Home Depot's doing. But I mean, but that's all I'm going to ask. Let me see. Validate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Validate it. I just don't want to. I don't want people in my group that can't validate.
Well, there's we have certain companies that give out veteran discounts, but if a veteran reaches out to them and says, "Hey, I'd like a veteran discount," they're like, "Okay, do you belong to VetCodes?" No. Well, go join VetCodes. They have our best veteran discount,
Right.
and that way,
No, because he
we-
said David said like 15-20% off equipment and stuff. I was like, damn, that's a good ass discount. dude.
HLG, we have 25%
25, yeah.
off HLG
Damn.
lights, brother.
Yeah.
Our partners love us.
Right.
Because they see our mission. HLG told us at first, you got to have 10,000 people before we'll sponsor you. Okay. Then Dave talked to him, and it's like, no, look, this is what we're all about. This is okay. We'll work with you.
See?
And we have 1,400 members right now, all veteran members, and like I said, our sponsors love us. We scratch each other's backs.
Exactly.
And that's what it takes.
That's what it's supposed to be about, man. That's what it's supposed to be about, man. So yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today.
Man,
dude.
thanks for
coming out
having
here.
us.
Absolutely, coming out, hanging out, bullshitting with the audience, right? Letting the audience know who you are and your mission, right? Because one of the biggest things that the audience don't know is like, where do I go?
Yeah.
How can I get this? What the fuck do There's nothing out there telling us that there's amazing nonprofits out there doing. These
Man,
amazing
there's
things.
so many.
And there's so many, right?
And it's like you guys said, like, definitely check us out. We'll make you feel like family here. You'll feel comfortable and secure in family. Definitely like family here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it's about, right? It's about understanding, right? Building your community around you, understanding why it's important to have brothers and sisters within arm's reach. Hey, brother, I need some help today. I'm struggling hard.
Yeah.
I'm struggling hard. I need your help today.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is what I tell you guys about every freaking week, dude, is that grow your community. Stand up. Advocate for your medical freedom. If you're in a state where it's not legal, start fighting for it. Fighting for your medical freedom. Is it hard to get to the Capitol? Yeah. Create the group and find people who are close to the Capitol.
Yep.
Advocate locally in your area. Talk to your House representative. Talk to your senator for your area. Talk to legislation in your area and let them know why plant medicine is so important. Advocate, fight for it, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me
Man,
today.
thanks for having us. I
Absolutely,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Like I tell you guys, because of you, I am the #1 Marine Corps podcast. You see that beautiful gold war hammer? It's because of you guys. I couldn't have won this without you guys. And guess what? It's coming back. I need to win another one this year, guys. But it's because of the
Double fist
audience.
it.
I can double fist it. It's because of you guys that I was able to win this to be the #1 Marine Corps podcast. There's a reason why I'm the #1 Marine Corps podcast, because I'm bringing my brothers and sisters to you, bringing them to your. If you're in your car listening, right there in the passenger seat, hanging out with you. If you're at home, they're on the couch bullshitting with you, letting you know that you're not alone. That we're here together. We're doing
Man,
this shit
you know,
together.
and I guess one thing I'd like to say is, whether it be us or whoever, just find and get the help you need.
Right.
Okay. I don't care if it's us or somebody else that gives the vet the help. All I care about is that vet getting the help they need.
Absolutely.
That come through us. Yeah, that's great.
Right.
The more members we have, the more bargaining power we have.
Right. Absolutely. And that's what it's about, right? And they're giving you some amazing discounts, man. So go check out VetCodes. I'll have all their description in the description box, however you're listening. If you're on iTunes, give me a 5-star review. If you're on Spotify, give me a 5-star review. You can listen to me on Pandora, freaking Google, Amazon. You can say, hey, Google, play the STONED VET USMC. It's going to pull up my podcast, dude, which is amazing. It's amazing stuff. If you watch on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Help me grow my numbers so our brothers and sisters, we're not losing another brother or sister today because they got to listen to STONED VET and listen to amazing things he's got going on in the community, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this day, enjoying this time together with our brothers. Our brothers that have served, that bear arms with us, that got our six to make sure that we're taken care of, man. You guys are important. Like I tell you guys every episode, you're important. Nobody else can do what you can do. There's nobody in this entire world that can do what you can do. You're needed here. You are needed here in this world because you may not see it, but you will help somebody that you never thought you would help. And they need you here until you can get that mission done, right? It's about the mission. It's about the mission, making sure that they understand that. And we can't do it without you, man. If you're out there and you're able to partake in some great cannabis, roll a fat blunt. Hit it a little bit extra hard for me since I can't smoke. Take two or three more puffs.
We'll do that when we head out.
Yeah. 2 or 3 more puffs for me while you're doing it, man. Remember, guys, always stay blazed and enjoy that fucking peace. Remember, guys, here at the STONED VET, we got you six.
I make the best out of situations. I stay alert for my enemies trying to do me some harm. I fight for your freedom of speech and your right to bear arms. When I say I got your six, that means I got your back. But what else would you expect coming from the STONED VET? 1, 2, 3.